Hi, it's Matt Shoemaker from the Live American History blog, and today's post is all about flood prevention. It is day 6 of OER week, and I have almost made it through an entire week of vlogging and blogging and sharing resources, and I hope that you have found something that you can use in your classroom immediately or in the year to come. Today I'm going to share an activity that I do with my honors class called History Lab. It is over preventing a flood from destroying the Cahokian civilization. History Lab is a course that I created along with our STEM teacher that we are offering for the first time this year. We offer it as an honors level course for our 7th graders, and it satisfies both a STEM elective requirement and a social studies requirement. History Lab has not only been a class that is fun to teach, but a class that is fun to plan for as well, because it forces me to reimagine history through the lens of the STEM fields: science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Before I tell you a little bit about the lesson, I want to dispel a myth just right off the bat here, and that is that STEM is too expensive and you cannot do it if you are in a small district or a cash-strapped district. So if you are looking at this video and thinking, all right, talking about STEM, I'm done, close it down, don't, because we are operating on one classroom worth of technology. The STEM teacher that I co-teach with has some grants and has some technology that has been provided to her through different programs that she has done, different grants that she has applied for, and she also has to share that technology with her other STEM classes. A lot of what we do can be done on students' own devices. It can be done on a very limited number of Chromebooks or MacBooks. It can be done on iPads, or it can be done with physical items. So we have tried to incorporate a lot of low-tech elements into our course. You can still teach a lot of the same core concepts with cardboard tubes and with clothespins and palm balls and rubber bands and paper clips and just a few low-cost tech items like makey kits. History Lab is based around competencies, and those were decided when we were planning this course. So we have archaeology, we have robotics, we have 3D modeling and design. We have certain things that all of our projects and all of our products kind of move to. So one of those is engineering. One way that we chose to teach engineering is by giving students a problem, and that is Cahokia, one of the most populated Native American cities in early pre-Columbian America, had all but disappeared sometime in the 1350s. And by the time that explorers got to Cahokia in modern-day Illinois, right across the river from St. Louis, they had disappeared. The Illinois Indians gave them an accounting of the people who had lived there, but no one knew what happened to this massive society. And one of the major theories on Cahokia's death is flooding. The students' design problem was then based on what we can learn about Cahokia and about its environment and geography. How could you take technology from the time and create a flood prevention system that could have helped the Cahokians continue on in their existence? Instead of lecturing to students, I prefer to provide resources for them and to just guide them as they discover things. So on my end, we started by researching into Cahokia. I provided some articles that they could read. I provided some resources from the museum at Cahokia Mounds, and they went in and investigated, and we created a list of Strengths and Weaknesses with Cahokia's Civilization. Now, we had also done a project earlier where we looked at topography and we looked at landscaping, and so I also provided some topographic maps, and we used Google Earth, and we changed the elevation and we changed the view to see what Cahokia is like today, and then tried to speculate what it would have been like in the 1300s. The STEM teacher talked about different ways that wind and rain and fire and ice impact a landscape. I found some footage of the 93 flood in St. Louis from KSDK and showed kids the effect that these floodwaters from the Mississippi could have. Students then began modeling what their flood prevention would be. Now, as you can see from the picture, we used very high-tech tools here: popsicle sticks, cardboard, Gorilla Glue, and students were told that they had to give a rationale for what they were doing and to explain what every one of their objects symbolized, and that it needed to be technology that the Cahokians would have had access to and would have had a way to create. After students had built a mock-up of their village and their flood prevention, we tried a couple different ways. We put a hose in front of them and tried just flooding the model with a hose, but we ended up setting them in a bucket of water and using that to add water to. Ideally, for next year, we need to find a better flooding method. So if anybody has any ideas, we are open. But it worked for showing the kids kind of what their prevention systems could prevent. This turned out to be a great project, and it actually hit a lot of the things that the students covered in the 7th grade math and science curriculum. So it was a great interdisciplinary unit as well. We had some really creative ideas from students, and they showed a lot of deep thought and a lot of connection to what they had read and what they had learned. And it was fun to do on top of that. The kids were engaged 100% of the time throughout this unit. Tomorrow is the last day of OER week. If you have missed any of the vlogs from this week, you can check them all out. The links are in the description below. You can also go to the website, liveamericanhistory.blogspot.com. And tomorrow we are going to end talking about TED Talks, student innovation, and creating farming implements for George Washington. I'll see you tomorrow, the last day of OER week.